I'm not a happy person in Nigeria because we can't continue like this. Chinedu, we can't continue to breed poverty. That's not that's not leadership. We can't continue to breed poverty. We'll become one of the most insecure, terrorized country of the world. We live largely in a very unproductive society. Nigeria is not producing anything. The only thing that that's why the only thing that is attractive here is politics and church. You need to dismantle it. And we're going to turn night vigil into night shift. So people can be productive. We're not saying...
Guys, I want to show you video of Peter Obi that got many Nigerians talking. I mean video that is currently causing panic in the camp of Bishop of Agbado, aka President T-Pain. Do you know why? Peter Obi used over 40 minutes to 1 hour to unleash some deep truth. In fact, the bonus Peter Obi is not dishing out is amazing. Guys, as you watch this video, I beg you, please, the whole world need to see this video. Just start sharing it, please. Don't you need a country where things work just like America? A country where a sitting president, whether you like it or not, once you lose, you lose. Do you understand? Donald Trump was in power, he was kicked out, right? What happened? Now, Kamala Harris, vice president, they are in power, yet she's kicked out. This is not because they don't want to stay. Obama, Clinton, all of them, they are behind Kamala Harris, but yes, she loses. You know why? Systems are working. But we live in a country where one person can purchase all the institutions and kick out somebody that win, even when it was not yet in power. Please, if you hate the way things are going on in Nigeria, before you watch this video, make sure you share it on your timeline and in all the groups you belong. This video, Peter Obi, the whole world have to see it. And please like it so that Facebook and YouTube can recommend it. God bless you. Please, in case you are coming across my video for the first time, this Holy Ghost on platform, a platform that tell you undiluted truth. Let's watch the video together now. God bless you.
Of people expressing themselves and sharing their ideas. You don't break record. If Guinness Book of World Record go put on, you don't break. Anywhere where you see opportunity, you go there and you go share them. People know about your ideas and your great passion for service, public service, and for Nigeria. But it would appear like it gets some things where they don't know about you. So I think a very good place to start is, who is the man? Peter Gregory Obi. Let's take it back. Peter Obi, when Peter Obi was a boy. Let people have an understanding of family life, beginning, primary school, secondary school, because you can trace it and he collects certificates. So over to you, sir.
Well, very simply, and I'll be very fast on it. Of course, I was born in Onitsha. July 19th, 1961. At Waterside. If you know Onitsha very well, Waterside is a facility that is owned by the Catholic Diocese of Onitsha. That was where I was born. And I attended Santa Maria Primary School, which is just beside Waterside and the whole Trinity. I attended my secondary school, all in Onitsha. There was a time, of course, I went to, because my auntie was teaching in school in a place called Omobana. So I went to live with my auntie for a short time. I went to primary school there also. And from there to CKC, Christ the King College, Onitsha. I was in Christ the King College from we started that short, after that, September 1973 to 78, thereabouts. And then, of course, because I'm sure if there was a university in Onitsha, I would have gone to that university. But there was none, so I went to Nsukka.
University of Nigeria.
I went to the University of Nigeria in Nsukka. I had when the oldest man said he left 2004. I actually left 1984, so 20 years after.
Yes.
Before he left, so you could see. So That's it.
Interesting.
And then being born, my parents were traders. Both my father and mother were traders. So they started, if you know Onitsha very well, there's a place they call Obomano Junction. It is where you have New Market Road, Old Market Road. If you go there, you still see a big a shop. Now I think what's this fast food shop called again? Mr. Big. At that junction. That building is my father's building. That building was built about 1956.
Wow.
Was a major supermarket in Onitsha. So that's my father's. It's still there. It's still a property we own till today. So that's where my father was trading. He was a big-time trader. My mother, too, was a big-time trader. And, of course, I'm a trader. That's all I've done in my life. Even from the secondary school days to university days to anything. You said you passed through Nsukka?
Yes, University of Nigeria, Nsukka.
What did you read?
History and International Studies.
So you were in Nsukka campus?
Yes.
If we were in Nsukka campus, I was in Nsukka campus. Everybody who passed through Nsukka while I was there knew I passed through there. I lived in my own house in Oflono.
Wow.
You know?
Like your own house that you...
My own house.
That you built?
Yes.
As a student?
I was a businessman as a student. As a student, I built Savannah Bank branch in Omo and Ubolaf.
What business were you doing, sir?
I was trading.
Wait, I don't understand. As a student?
Everybody knows, just as a student in the University of Nigeria and Nsukka, everybody knows that Peter Obi is a businessman.
You built Savannah Bank branch?
In Omo and
Ubolafo
as a student.
Wow.
Yes, I was a businessman. Everybody in Nsukka knew I was a businessman in Nsukka. I lived in my house. I owned my own as a student. I bought my first car in first year, first waging. My second year, I bought 505. By my third year, I had a BMW 520. Everybody know me. If you pass in Nsukka when I pass through Nsukka, you will know me. Everybody knows I own the supermarket inside the campus. Everybody knows I was a student. I'm a trader. That's the only thing I do, and I still do it till today. I believe in trading. I can't live without being productive.
Interesting. So we would still get into that conversation about you being a student, pursuing a degree, and then, identifying a gap as an entrepreneur and addressing problems. But let's go back to family life. There's a lot of conversation about, family upbringing, and that is why it's important to know how the formation from the start. I know you are a devout Christian, your parents also, but I would like to go back. As traders, they were involved in their various businesses.
Yes.
And so I would want to know how it was, the upbringing, and the time they had to win you as a child.
Well, for me, it was because both of them are trading, you hardly see them, and my father died just about the wartime. So I would say I was virtually brought up by my mother, who is very strict, who actually will always teach me. I was telling Dr. Mo today, when we came to a market, my experience with my mother, when I say I'm going to trade, when I was in school and everything, and I talk about trade, and my mother taught me something about trade and life. He said the world is like a market. People come to market for different things.
Amazing.
Some came to sell. Some came to look around. Some came to buy. Some came to steal.
Yes.
Some to gossip. Some to do all sorts of things. So you just have to concentrate in what you're here for. Don't bother about what other people are doing. And if you're selling any particular item, concentrate on it. Don't mind if the other person makes too much profit or losses in his own, just stay where you are and everything. I told him that in experience that one day they were husband and wife who were fighting. I used to be a top businessman in Balogun, in front of my shop in Balogun, and they were fighting them. People came and said, "Oh, Peter, how come you're here? You didn't even want to separate this fight and everything." I said, "Listen, I didn't come to Lagos to separate fights. I came to sell goods. these people. But then there was an experience. 2 hours after, people saw them, both of them, in restaurant, eating.
After fighting.
So I don't know what they know. So I called the person who told me, as I said, you can see, I don't even know where they want to distract me from my store. And then if I go to separate them, they'll steal my things. So I try to stay in my lane. And that does inform whatever I do. You know, most of the things you see me do in life comes from my mother's, I would say, upbringing by my mother, what impacted me. When I said I was going to Lagos, I always said, my mother told me 5 things. Maybe I won't say all of them here. But I can tell you the first 3 are very critical.
Yeah.
And they have remained with me because he said to me, Peter, never steal anybody's thing. Instead, please come home. I will feed you. Let me not hear that anything is missing. And they found it around you. To never anybody who gives you anything to keep, or you're giving private or public thing to keep, please ensure that when they come for it, you give it back to them. Don't envy anybody. That's number 3. No matter what, even if all the people you came to Lagos, they become super rich and you're poor, thank God you're alive.
Yes.
Concentrate on what you're doing. And everything. Remain prayerful in your life and everything. And for me, that's in my guiding, whether it's in public, in private, in everything I've done in my life. And I've passed through places where I can tell people, go and verify my history there and everything. And all that. And that's what I do in my little life. And I spend my time with, in terms of, everybody knows that I'm people can call me anything. I'm not a religious fanatic. I'm not a religious bigot. But I believe that I have faith in God.
Yeah.
Because and I was born into it, and I live it till today, and I practice it. It's not just that I go to, I believe in God, or so that I live it. I strive hard. I'm still a sinner, but I strive hard every day to do the right thing. My immediate senior sister is the Reverend Sister.
Oh, wow.
My immediate junior brother is the Reverend Father.
Wow.
So I'm sandwiched between the Reverend Sister and the Reverend Father. And we live, happy and everything.
Heaven is starting for you then.
So it's not, no. You have to work for it. There's nothing that is certain. Everything, I believe you must work for it. They didn't say if you're sandwiched, then anything is certain. There's nothing certain. Everything, you have to work for it. I believe that you have to work for everything.
You cannot say, so you say you are a sinner. I'm thinking, which sin you want sin?
Well, we all make, when you talk about a sinner, we all make mistakes.
True.
We all make mistakes. That's why if you go to church, they start by saying, God forgive us our sin. Because there might be something, action you've taken that offended somebody and everything. And I try every day, if I know, to apologize, to say to people, I'm sorry, to say to this, even in your house. It could just be me leaving, maybe telling my wife, no, please, don't talk to me like that. I come back in the evening and say, I'm sorry, it doesn't cost you anything. Because it really doesn't. So little things like that. Maybe my family, maybe my children, everything. I'm the weakest person in my family, actually. Yes, because for me, I need to get I need to see everybody a bit. When you're the strongest, when you're the best, it's like when you're, say, the richest, it is God giving you opportunity to care more. When you're the strongest, you should be the weakest because you're the one carrying everybody. You're the one everybody will say, oh, you say, okay. Let's not worry and everything. If you go to my village or go to anywhere, I don't have any enemy. I don't quarrel with anybody. And people say, oh, but this man was talking yesterday, he was shouting at you. I say, well, and you could even see it politically. I don't quarrel with anybody. Everybody is my beloved brother and sister. Because the reality is that why will I quarrel with them? That is because I don't expect everybody to like me. If everybody likes me, there's danger. I don't expect everybody to be happy with me. So I have to manage those who are not happy with me with those who are happy with me, because as a leader, I have to learn from those who are not happy. Why are they not happy? And learn from those who are happy. The basic and the most important job of a leader is to listen and learn. But then to be firm in taking decisions that are for the good of everybody. And because of it, wherever I go, I study. A driver brought me here. It was somebody's driver. The first thing I asked him this morning is, how much do they pay you? What do you earn? How many children do you have? Where I went now, I stop. More travels with me. In any country I go to the market and ask people, how do you live? What do you do? Because I believe that in life, unless the poor people are happy, the life is not worth living.
So, talking about your wife, you mentioned your wife while you were speaking. She's very beautiful. And during the election, everyone was just gushing over her.
Okay.
Yes. And I can't help but ask, how did you get her? How did you?
Well, that one is there. How do I say that? Well, I just
Where did you
met
meet
her.
her?
Maybe it's not a circumstance for here because it's a difficult circumstance to talk about.
But you can simplify it. You can simplify it.
Well, I just met her like every other young girl and everything and all that.
And you also mentioned the way you portray your mom. Your mom seems like a very principled person. But you also said that when you were in school, you built a house, you bought a car.
Yes.
Ordinarily, parents would frown at their child that is still in the university.
No. Because everybody knows I'm a businessman. My mom knows I'm a businessman. He controls that. Yes, he can say to me, oh, you won't go this way. I have a very wonderful relationship with my mother because she's a trader and she likes trading. She likes hard work because if I use this, he can tell other people, he say, listen, Peter cannot be sleeping by 5. If you see somebody who is sleeping by 6, he said, no. Because I cannot sleep beyond 5 o'clock, even to today. No, even if I sleep by 3, I must get up by 5. And everything I've done in school, if you ask people who was in school with me, they will tell you everything I do, because you must have self-discipline. Even to go to parties in school, people know that the time Peter becomes is the time he goes. And they'll say, Peter, then of course I have friends, even girlfriends, who say, oh, why don't we stay an hour more? I say, no. That even Michael Jackson, he doesn't dance all through night and he leaves off dancing. There's a time he comes, there's a time he goes. So me, who is now listening to his music and not dance all through night, no. And there must be a time for me to come, there's a time for me to go. So everybody knows, they'll say, Peter is here, he's going to leave this. When he goes, I say, okay, if you want to dance more, you can dance and come back. But for me, I'm going. He says, everything must have be organized. And that's what happens to me today. People say, oh, how can you go to 5 places in one day? I said, because I've been there. If I come to a place where they're doing something and greet them, I move on. I'm not going to be there, but it's not so you must live a disciplined life and say, I don't do this. I will not do this. I will not do this. I will not do this. The things, and again, as you get on in life, again, positions you have, confess that you must show an example. You must live that disciplined life.
True.
And everything. There's things you tell my wife now, I will tell her, no, Peter can't do this. If you tell my children, it's difficult, you know. It's difficult because I live with them. They too have their own different lifestyle and all that. So my mother is very disciplined. And the things they requested from me that everybody knows I cannot do. For example, I can't, no matter what my wife do today, I can't submarine her. And I can't separate with her. Because that's my mother's wish. Anything he does, I said, I can never, even if he likes, let her choose a gun to shoot me. As long as I'm alive, she's my wife. That's it. That's me. I can tell you that. I can tell you, I can tell you that. That's me. I'm not saying there's anything. As long as I'm alive, I won't marry. I won't have anything. She is my wife. That is sealed. Finish.
No matter what she does.
No. Whatever she like, let her do. Because what is she going to do that will offend me? What? Maybe have an affair? It's our business. It's not to me. They will say two of us. They will say Peter Obi is a very good man who married a woman who is. That's it. Nobody can describe me. You can't quantify me with the life of my wife or my children. No, it's not. And I don't do it. I cannot, because your wife or your children, anybody say, I'm using it to judge you. No. Everybody has got his own life. Mr. Peter Obi lives his life. Every other person lives his life. We have parallel lifestyle. You know, my wife have, of course, like every other woman, you have several shoes, several clothes, several this. And you see it even when she gets ready to go, she has headache of, oh, where's my red shoe? Where's my pink trouser? Where's my this? I don't have all those things because I have basically black shoe, maybe 2 or 3 pairs. And I don't need to look for them. They're there. Everybody knows. Everything I do is very simple, well organized, and I don't have to wake up in the morning and start. So I read, I do this. She has, I wake up by 5, maybe she wakes up by 8 or 9, or, you know, we have different lifestyle. My job as a husband is to make sure I provide for everything. What they do and all that, you know, even if I'm traveling with my wife, people have seen it. People have seen my wife in business class. They've seen her in first class. I'm in different class. And we're in the same plane. Because that's what suits her. We don't quarrel with it. It suits him and it doesn't conflict my interest. You know, it doesn't make any difference. The difference in that fare, I needed to feed people in my village. That's it. I'm not quarreling with it. And I've shown people that. I've seen, if you check all my local flights, is economy. As governor, as the chairman of bank, as everything, I fly economy class.
Wow. Wow.
Or when I travel abroad, it's business class.
For comfort.
You know, no, it must be about 6-7 hours.
Yes.
I travel business class. If I travel with her, people will see it. She's in business class, I'm in economy. It doesn't. No, it doesn't. It suits her. We're not quarreling with it.
But why do you fly economy?
No, because the difference is important to me.
As a businessman?
No.
2 or 3 people.
Not just businessman. Let me tell you. Somebody asked me one day. That time, economy was about 55,000. Business class was about 150-something thousand. And he said to me, oh, Peter, it's just for your comfort. I said, no problem. You've just taken this, that's okay. We drove to his local community market. And I brought out 50,000 naira. And I called the women who are selling granite and banana there, and I gave them 50,000. He saw the impact. I said, that's what I just saved. Today, I told somebody an interesting thing. every day, I've decided that unless for referral, I must go to hospital in Nigeria. Unless for referral. So about a week or so ago, I was in an eye clinic. You know, they had an intensive X-rays they want to do because I was feeling somehow, having a headache. And they were doing that. And when they finished, they gave me a bill. It was an extensive
Checkup
on the eye, X-rays, this. The bill came to almost about 200 something thousand. And I said, okay. When I came there, they said to me, oh, we won't charge you. I said, no, you're wrong. It's people like me that you need to charge. So you can be able to cure other people. But what was instructive, there was a young girl, secondary school girl. The mother brought her. I think something happened. Either the mother or the father was driving with her, and there was something that happened, and the airbag damaged one of her eyes and all that. And they have finished doing everything on this young girl, and they gave them a bill of about 41,000 naira. You could see the mother feeling a sense of, oh, can we get discount? And I had to look at the sister in charge. I say, put it in my bill. So I go out and ask somebody, said, everything cost me maybe about 250,000 naira. If I had done that same examination in UK, where I normally go, I can tell you, so what I paid now, using even 2,000, it's around 25 pounds. That thing would have cost me, that's including the glasses, so it would have cost me at least 1,000 pounds.
Oh, it's far.
Plus going to London and everything. So
even the taxi alone from airport to the hospital
would have been the same thing.
It would have been the same thing.
So when you check all this, it becomes imperative that all those little monies you save make impact in people's life. Every month in this country, I must visit a school, I must visit a hospital.
Every month.
Every month.
Wow.
Every month. I'm saying minimum one. There's months I visit 4, 5. Because you go schools of nursing, schools of midwifery, schools of this and everything, every month.
For how long have you been doing that?
I've done it virtually all my life. You know, I used to be involved in care services before I got involved in politics. People thought I started doing this, because of politics. No. I've been to virtually all troubled parts of the world, even while I live in the UK. When I was governor, I remember going to President Jonathan and saying, I'm going to Haiti. And he said to me, why are you going to Haiti? I said, I'm going because they have earthquake. He said, I said, yes. That's what I used to do before I became governor. So I want to go there. I've actually withdrawn my son from school because I have to go with him to Haiti to see what is happening. And we went to Haiti. In fact, we were to stay 1 week, but I think we stayed only 3 or 4 days because Nigerian police actually sends police to Haiti as part of their police system by United Nations. I didn't know. So in the camp where we're staying, because of earthquake, we were staying in the camp. So we queue up to go and shower in the morning and everything. So I was far back. And one of the police people saw me and said that I look like a governor in Nigeria. And I said, yes. He was, what has happened? So I said, so in the noise and everything, they now introduced me to the camp. So I had to leave.
Okay.
You know, because everybody now knew, oh, this man is a big man. This man. In fact, they started giving me
preferential treatment.
yes, so actually. Otherwise, I go wherever there's a problem and everything. I must go try to find out what is happening, how I can help.
There's a question I need to ask. Let us kick off this with that question. Is in education. Now, our brother, Ilbliss, and the other director, and also Obi Kubana, they made a documentary about about apprenticeship and how is another form of education. Now, apprenticeship is, you know what apprenticeship is. As a business boy, you learn, you train, and then you start doing your business, start making your money, and employ people that even went to school. But in your case, you started. It's like you were doing apprenticeship before you even got into school.
I was born in a business.
So you were born into.
I was born into trade.
You were born into the trade.
Yes.
Because you were born into that trade, it don't be inside of you. So immediately you got into school, you were already doing the business, and it helped you. In fact, your parents didn't even need to pay your school fees. You can't even pay it yourself and pay for other people. So you built this, had this. Do you think that our education system now, if we implement that, it will help people be more dependent after school, as opposed to after school searching for jobs everywhere?
Well, there's a lot. The educational system today is poor, you know, and it all starts with the primary school age. There's low morals, low discipline, and families too, you know, because I can tell you the impact I had from my own parents. I don't think I'm even giving the same impact. There's a lot of discipline that comes with it and everything, and that impact is very critical and all that, you know. It is very critical. So we need to recalibrate our educational system. That was why when I had the opportunity of serving as a governor, I took school back to the missionaries. Because they had the opportunity of inciting that discipline and that morals and making it work so that people will know. And then it goes through by the time you are in higher education, because the most important part of education is basic education, not actually university education. Tertiary education is just, you can have it, you may not have it. Because the actual thing is that those who change the world, most of them didn't have opportunity of having a tertiary education. You know, people talk about the education today. If you pick out people like Edison that changed, brought about electricity and everything, they didn't go to school. Today, the biggest company that anybody can think of is Apple. You know, Apple was founded by two people who were supposed to be secondary school dropouts. Steve Jobs didn't go to university and everything. Can go on and go on. Microsoft, Bill Gates didn't have opportunity. So it's not as if you go to the UK, people like Richard Branson will drop out. Even we look at what women wear today, whether it's Gucci was started by Aldo Gucci, who is the hotel porter in Ritz-Carlton Hotel. So I can go on and on. And one of the things I do in life, like I was telling her, is to read about people and nation, how it was created. So it's sort of, once you have the basic education, and that is what is lacking here. We've not been able to train people properly to have proper education that will make them conduct themselves properly, be productive. Because we live largely in a very unproductive society. You know, Nigeria is not producing anything. The only thing that makes, that's why the only thing that is attractive here is politics and church. You need to dismantle it. People need to be productive.
How can we dismantle? You say we need to the only thing that is attractive is the politics and church. How do we dismantle politics and church? Because it's like two of them are horse and carriage, they go together.
Well, it's very simple. If you stop people from stealing public money and use public money for public good, you make politics unattractive. It shouldn't be. What we're doing here is state capture, is a criminalized entity. So you have stolen the country or the state, so you steal everything that is there. That must stop. The church must teach morals. Church must work, and we're going to turn night vigil into night shift. So people can be productive. We're not saying you shouldn't go to church. I go to church, I believe in God.
Yes.
But we cannot have people Monday to Friday be in church morning and night. No, because they don't run the church like Catholic Church. They don't run it on helmet full of grace. They collect money, and that money has to be a function of productivity. So they need to work on it. So these are things we need to work on. So people have to touch the right thing, remain prayerful, remain everything, but you must go to church, must go to work, because it is the work that helps the society. Society must
Not
be productive.
prayer.
No. Prayer is after work. God can only bless hard work. He cannot bless you for sleeping. So if you like, don't forget about what anybody tells you. Forget anybody who tells you. Anybody who tells you that you got unlocked from praying should be arrested. You are stolen somebody's money. Simple.
But what of the prayer in the church that they say a prayer for Nigeria? Raise your phone, miracle alert will enter your phone.
It cannot. It's stealing. You cannot. There's no miracle. You cannot get money by miracle. I can tell you that. I'm born into church. My brother is a reverend father. He has never prayed and money came into his.
What about grace? Some people have grace.
No. That's what I'm saying. The grace is after hard work. God can bless hard work. God can bless productivity. God can bless an industry. God cannot bless somebody who is sleeping. It has never happened anywhere in the world. In fact, in the Bible, they say there's no food for those who didn't work. They should not be fed. So it's very clear. Jesus worked miracles by going around and blessing productivity. There's never any place where Jesus did anything and somebody had money or prosperity. Prosperity came to those who worked. That's it.
But they say if you pay tithes,
Things will be tight.
doors of heaven will open unto you.
After you've worked, that tithe is given to God, to humanity. So if you go to hospital, it's tithe. If you help poor people, it's tithe. If you give it to church, it's tithe. But that tithe must be a product, must come from productivity for God to continue to bless whatever you do to do it. But if you just stay and come and borrow money from me and go and pay tithe, it will never double unless you are
Money double on you see.
That's all.
Use soap.
Because even in Igbo say akaja ne with no mano. Don't ask your question before husband.
What does that mean, by the way?
Akaja ne with no mano. Hand.
Dirty hands.
Dirty hand brings about food. But basically, na hand where they walk, na if you chop. If you not chop, walk.
Now why then they
makes
call
sense.
him walk chop?
Mr. Peter, because I promised my friends I'll call you Peter. Not Peter.
Yes.
Okay, so from the way you speak and everything, it's obvious that you were well brought up, and you also brought yourself up, because there are some people, they'll bring them up well, but they won't receive the home training. And you also brought up with love and compassion, like from the things you've been doing, it's obvious in it. Is that the reason why you ventured into politics, or you have other reasons?
I've said what I won't have time to tell you exactly how I went into politics. It's a long story.
You can brief us.
But I've never imagined I will ever get involved in politics.
Oh, wow.
Before I ventured into politics or went to contest governor, I've never voted. I've never been involved with anybody in politics.
Ha.
I got involved in politics by a man called Professor A.B.C. Nwosu. Professor A.B.C. Nwosu contested to be the governor of my state in 1998. He actually won the primary.
Okay.
And they did not allow him, all this mago. So he wasn't the governor. So he now moved on to become political advisor to Obasanjo. And eventually become the Minister of Health as well. So it was by 1999, we had a new governor in Anambra State. But by December 2000, a group of people have seen that governor is not doing well. This was about 18 months after. So they had gone to Professor A.B.C. Nwosu to say, get ready for 2003. Because this man is not doing the right thing. Professor A.B.C. Nwosu then said to them, I will not do that in 2003. I will be 60 years old. Anambra State is a very difficult state. It requires a young man between the age of 40, 45, who had made a success of his life and is very strong in character that can be able to deal with Anambra State. And the people gave him like a request that he needs them to give them 3 names. I didn't know this. This is a story I'll tell after. So I was then in the bank doing well. I was, of course, as you know, I was the youngest chairman of a bank ever in Nigeria.
Yes.
So at my young age, I was the director of 2-3 banks. So there was no reason for me
to get into politics.
To get involved in politics. I had an office in London, had an office in Nigeria. So every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I work in my office in London. Thursday, I work in my office in Nigeria. Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And Sunday, I go back to London every week.
Wow.
Every week. I had no reason. I didn't even know where people vote. I don't even want politicians to come around my office.
Wow.
So I had a good life. So A.B.C. Nwosu then invited me for a dinner in January 2001 or so. So I went to Abuja. I was very happy he invited me. So I went to Abuja because he would give me account of some federal account. So I went to Abuja, which we had dinner, everything. He still supported the bank where I was serving with some accounts, which was very good. But while I was doing that, I was actually being interviewed for a job unknown to me. So ABC, we had a long conversation about politics, about what people do, about what is this, even suggested names of people who should contest, and I will support them. So I finished doing that and I left. In April, that group went back to A.B.C. Nwosu and said, okay, we want the 3 names. And he said to them, you want the 3 names? Yes. 1, Peter Obi. 2, Peter Obi. 3, Peter Obi. Shut down, finally.
Shut down.
So the 9 came to my office in Lagos. He told me they were coming. They came to my office in Lagos and told me about this, that they want me to come and contest the governor of Anambra State. I virtually knelt down and begged them not to come around me again.
Wow.
So they left my office in Apapa and went back. I never met them again. I'd say, personally decided to find out why things are wrong, I go to every year, I must spend time in school. That's why when people see my CV, they're wondering, you've not worked in any organization, you've not done anything. So how come you're an alumnus of Cambridge, Oxford, a Kellogg Scholar? I've done 3 programs in Harvard, Columbia, INSEAD, IMD, London School of Economics. I've been everywhere. So that year I was in Kellogg Graduate School. I was doing a program for 4 months, 2001. It was from June till about end of August. It was June, July, August, and some part of September. I was doing a program, The dean and the dean of the school, Professor Donald Jacob, took us on a course called the World Economy. The World Economy.
The world economy.
In 90 days, he taught us. He never one day mentioned Africa.
Oh, wow.
Because he's taught a lot of people, that was his final year in that school. He started teaching in that school in 1957.
Wow.
And the final year was 2001. It was his final year. The day he ended with us. A day before his final year, the entire place was filled up. And I raised my hand and I said, Dean Jacob, you've not mentioned about Africa. He said, do I want to know about Africa? I said, yes. I paid $40,000 for this job, for this course. And you've not talked about my continent. He said, the next day being his final day, he will tell me. The next day, he finished and looked at me and said, Peter, do you want to know about Africa? I said, yes. He said, there's nothing called African economy.
Hey.
Nobody plans with Africa. Have I ever seen African spec in car? There's the American spec, there's the Gulf spec, there's the Asian spec,
German.
there's European spec, but there's no African spec. Can you give me a 5-year, 10-year, 20 years plan of your country that I can work on? I'm sorry. And of course, because it was a classroom, I just said, I think there should be. I think so, because I always have about 5-year rule. I said, there should be. I'll get it for you. He said he would like to see it, that I should join him for lunch. So I joined him for lunch, and we finished eating lunch. If you're in Kellogg Graduate School or today College School of Management, on the banks of Kellogg School of Management, there's Lake Michigan. So you're on the lake, seaside, beautiful place. So we had lunch. After lunch, he said, let's take a walk by the lake. As we were walking, he asked me, do I have any of my country's currency? So I brought out, the highest denomination then was 100 naira. So I brought out 100 naira. He brought out $100. And he asked me a question, which of these two currencies do you prefer? And I said the dollar, because the dollar was then 100 naira to $1. So he said to me, you can keep the dollar. Because it was 10,000 naira. He said, keep it. I'll keep your currency. And we walked a little bit again. About a pole, he stopped and looked at me again. He said, I should bring out the dollar. I brought it out, and he asked me that question for the second time. And I answered exactly the same thing. And he said to me, let's sit down. Because there was a bench. by the sea. Let's sit down and feel the sea. So we sat down, and he held me. He said, young man, I've taught economics for 50-something years. The only reason you prefer another country's currency to your currency is what drives economy. Faith, the amount of faith you have in your country. Faith is driven by hope. There's no hope. So that's why. Otherwise, there's nothing. No country is perfect.
Yes.
It is that I have hope, and then it drives your faith in your country. Chinese people keep their money in Chinese yuan. They don't want the dollar.
Yes.
Malaysians in Malaysian ringgit. Singaporeans in Singaporean dollar. There was no euro then. Germans in German marks. Italians in their Italian lira. British people in pounds. And it went round and round. Because they have faith in their country. They don't want another country's currency. But you prefer another country's currency because they have faith. We've watched you in this course because it's an interactive course. And you've been very, very positive. Can I ask you for a favor? And I said, yes, Dean Jacob. I went to visit him after when I was governor. He said to me, you have $1 million. I said, yes, of course. Do you have $5 million? I said, yes. Do you have $10 million? I said, yes. I have. He said, at that stage, you don't need money again because you have enough money to live for the rest of your life if you don't want. Forget about, yes, you're not worth $1 billion.
Yes.
But I can tell you, whatever they do with $1 billion, your turn, because you're no longer going to look at the price of food.
Yes.
The basic things in life you have. The man with billion can come with private jet, and you come there paid in your plane and land there. You could stay in a suite in a hotel that is $3,000 a night. You stay in the same hotel for $200 a night and pay your bill, and everybody will have a good sleep. So at this stage, can I ask you for a favor? I say yes. Say go back to your country and participate in building public wealth. Public wealth enriches everybody. Individual wealth impoverishes everybody.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm a lecturer. I'm just about to retire. I drive a Mercedes 500. And I can tell you from my own investments, I have about $4-5 million. And what about that? My wife is a lecturer, drives a lesson. My daughter is a lecturer. Do lecturers in your place live this type of life? I said, well, I don't really know how they live, but he said no, because there's no public wealth. I earn more money than governor of Illinois.
Wow.
That is the state where he is. So I earn more money teaching here than he can make as the governor. Yes, governor, say he comes in here, but it's very important. So, thank you as you go back, but you belong to where what you're doing now is not where you belong. Based on our conversation, you should go to public life. That's where you belong, not where you are. Of course, I left him and we parted ways. Came back to Nigeria. I went to Onitsha to do something. We were looking for something on a weekend. I just came back. I think I came back on Friday. Went to Onitsha on Saturday. Before I went into public life, I don't fly. I go by road. Because now I'm a trader and I'm in a bank. So as I drive in any road, wherever I see concentration of people,
You sell your market.
I want to stop and know what they buy, what they eat, where they want bank, what is this that they want, because there must be why there's a concentration of people. And I know how many of my products that is in different stores, because I represent multinational. I was the official representative of Heinz in Nigeria. So all Heinz products, everything. So I need to know how many of them is in different shops that is here. And then whether we can have a bank branch here based on this. So I go by road. So I was driving through Benin to come to live on Onitsha. I saw a circle of people. It was what people they call Bakassi. Trying to kill 2 people they called criminals.
Yes.
Wow.
And within, this was as early as 7, 8 a.m. in the morning.
Yes.
Kids were going to school. They created a circle and brought out 2 young men in a car. Within 5 minutes, cut off their head.
Jesus.
So if you cut off somebody's head that he was alive, blood will be splashing.
Yes.
Everything. My driver could not drive again.
Wow.
I drove my car from Onitsha to Lagos. And I came back to Lagos and said to my wife, I'm going back to my Anambra state to go and contest the election to be governor of the state. Before then, I've never voted. That's how, of course, you could imagine what has happened to my wife, my family. That's how I packed my suitcase. In December 2001, went back to my village where I don't have a house, I don't have anything except my mother built, we were about 6 boys, we were 7 actually, but we were 6 because of the Reverend Father removed, so he built 6 flats. So all of us had a 2-bedroom and parlor. So I went back there. You know, went back there. There's, of course, that's where I still live to today. Yeah, that's
Why?
to today. You know, I enjoy it because one, I live like every other person. If you go there, there's no fan, there's no air condition. I live in it because that's how everybody lives, and it's interesting because see. So if I'm in Lagos, I can live different, but there I have to live like them, and I'm happy with them, and they're happy with me. They might disagree with me in certain things, but that's it. So I went back there and I lived there for 2 years campaigning. Not going to do anything, campaigning. Everybody say, this man he was with me. Everybody say, this man is mad. Where is he from? What is he trying to do? This thing they're saying he has no structure last year. No, it was then. They say, where is he? What is this man doing? This man is just like a madman, going all over the place. I visited every single community. And I won that election decisively.
Yes.
I refused to pay anybody. I won it decisively. And I went, when they declared somebody else, I went to court. They say it's never happened before. So that's how I got involved in politics.
Wow.
I didn't, and again, when I started, which caused my impeachment, people didn't want to understand it. People didn't vote for me then. And they didn't vote for me last year. They entrusted their future in my hand. So I told them, I said, there's difference between they voted for me to come and do this. No. I preached that I'm going to change education. I said I'm going to change health. I said I'm going to show people, bring civility and order in governance. So that was what people voted for. And like I started telling people last year, I would rather prefer to die than fail if I had succeeded in being president of Nigeria. No way. God, you cannot allow me to come here and fail. Because these people were not voting for me. They entrusted their future in me. And I would have stayed here. It was there today. More was there when I told somebody that I wouldn't have lived here for 1 year. I'll be here. No going in. We will see. We will make it to work. Because I know it could work. You know? And that was my situation in Anambra then. So when I started, people thought I said, no. Wait. This is disciples' money. It must be used for them. And we must cut this cost. So it became a quarrel. What was my reason for my impeachment? 3 items. Number 1, when I started, as you know, under my predecessor, They burnt the lodge belonging to Anambra State, where the governor, they burnt the governor's office, they burnt every other facility. But these two items were in the budget. To refurbish my office, the budget was 298 million, approved budget. But I did everything with 43,200,000. Everything.
Wow. To refurbish.
I did it. We did it by direct labor. And everybody, everything new. The only thing we didn't buy new was a table. I always said it because there was a table used by Dr. Mbadiniji, governor before my predecessor. I just saw it one corner of the place. And I said, listen, just bring it, clean it. It's table. Table is table. It doesn't make any difference. Table doesn't write or think for anybody. It's just a table to do something. Whether we buy a new one or we use this one, it's table. And that's what I used for 8 years.
The budget was 200 million.
298.
Almost 300.
And I used in the lodge to furnish the lodge, refurbish the lodge, do everything was 486 million. I did everything with 81 million.
Maybe they wanted to buy foreign.
Yeah, yes, exactly. They had all this foreign furniture, blah, 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 this designer furniture. I said, listen, we're in Oka. There must be somebody who can do bed in Oka. Yeah, we do a good bed in Oka. Bed is bed. If you have a reason to sleep, you can sleep here. If you have reason to be awake, even if they put you in the best bed, you'll be awake.
Yes.
So I said to them, just don't worry. And we brought somebody who did the bed. And they said, leather furniture. I said, listen, what are you talking about leather furniture? Leather furniture is the furniture covered by leather. Simple. It doesn't matter the leather. It doesn't matter the furniture. You cover it. It doesn't matter what leather. What is leather is leather furniture. How they cover it. This is this. And that was it. So it became a source of quarrel. Number 3 items we saving money. Because from day one I said, whatever we get today from oil, whatever we get from anything, we must save for the future. Nobody finishes it. I, as a human being to date, have not finished everything I earn. Whatever I earn, there's things I keep for future generation. Even when people tell me, even if my children don't listen to me, even if they quarrel with me, I must leave something for them. Must. Because I'm not meant to finish everything. And that's me. That's how I want to live. And I said to them, Anambra must save. We must save part of our money. And we did. We started immediately saving. And anybody can tell you, of course, you've read Ngozi Iweala's book.
Yes.
Fighting Corruption is Dangerous. Go and read page 61. He said there, when they wanted to start saving, they interviewed every governor was in the meeting. Governor Peter Obi insisted in saving, when every other person said no. You can go and look when we started Sovereign Wealth Fund. Go and read the minutes. I said we must save. In life, you must save for tomorrow. And I've done it as a person, and I must do it as a public. If I'm present today, Nigeria will be saving every year, and we'll show it. If we are going to borrow money, everybody will know why we're borrowing it and how we're going to pay it. You can't just get up in the morning and be running like if we're a motor park. We're not a motor park. Things has to be done in order.
You travel, from everything you're saying, even during last year's election, there was one time I saw that, I can't remember the country that you went to. You were talking about power in that country. You went to that country. Egypt. It was Egypt, talked about power. And it's quite obvious from the beginning, even before you go into politics, you like getting knowledge, because it's what's important here. This knowledge where I go collect from here, I might use it here. This knowledge where I collect from here. Recently, you just came back from Rwanda, Athens, you understand, with meeting of, many opposition leaders, all of them. What was that meeting about?
Fenton, it's just a meeting of sharing issues of knowledge, issues of politics, how to have a better world, what are the lessons for leadership tomorrow? How are we going to do it better? Because we can't continue like this, Chinedu. We can't continue to breed poverty. That's not that's not leadership. We can't continue to breed poverty. You saw people saying 2 days ago was supposed to be our independence celebration. What are you going to celebrate in 64 years that our poverty level have increased, where we become the poverty capital of the world? Are you going to celebrate the fact that we have the highest number of out-of-school children? Are you going to celebrate that our health infrastructure have collapsed, where we've become, we've overtaken India, that is 6 times our population, 7 times our population in infant mortality? Are you going to celebrate that we'll become one of the most insecure, terrorized country of the world? So what are you going to celebrate? How do you get up in the morning? Somebody asked me on that day, Peter, I should be happy that we are still exist. I say yes. Say, Peter, let's go out and just eat and drink. And I said, no. I said, you can't be happy. Only an animal is happy where people are suffering. That same person can be. I'm not a happy person in Nigeria. I said, if you have money to give me, give it to me to do something. And he said, oh, I said, let me tell you, even while I was governor,
Yes.
it was not possible. One of the companies that I serve as director came in my 50th birthday. Celebrated my 50th birthday towards the end of my governorship. I said they want to build a house for me in the village because I don't have a house in the village. So I said, okay, fine, that's very good. Can they give me the estimate? So then it came to about 125 million naira. So I showed them 3 schools in Anambra State today. One in Abatete, one in Ekolobi, one in my village. I said, don't have dormitory. So I want you to build these 3 dormitories. And they're there. Everybody knows about it. So build these 3 dormitories. You build the house for me. Because this kids needs a place to stay and go to school. I don't need it. I'm already blessed and everything. One of the banks said they want to buy me, do party, do this. I said, no. I've never had a birthday party.
Wow. Celebration.
Even when you were small.
No. Maybe it's secondary school or partially university. Since I left university, I can't remember celebrate. So I said to them, well, I can't remember. I'm not saying there might not be a place where, but I always tell people, it's not wrong that people celebrate.
Yes.
Don't get me. It suits them. It doesn't conflict with my interest. I was a businessman, even selling drinks. But nobody can tell you today, he attended Peter's wine carrying a wedding. You'll be surprised. But I'm married. Happily married.
Is it Abuja married that you did or Lagos marriage?
No. I did whatever everybody did in a small, quiet way with my family.
Were you hiding
There was
from
no wedding
somebody?
reception.
There was maybe 30, 40 people. That's few. Was.
Were you hiding? Were you dating somebody and one girl now said, if you get married, I will come there and scatter the wedding?
No, Chineke. I've always, as a person, believed that money should not be wasted.
On your special day.
Hey,
No.
people.
I have allergy for money being wrong. Yes, you must spend money for something that makes me. I'm not against people who do it. You know me, I attend everything. As long as it suits them and it doesn't conflict my interests, I'm not quarreling with it.
You also had a meeting with Kagame 2 weeks ago.
So that's what I do. Even all the celebration of life and everything.
Yes.
When I buried my mother, I was already a big man in a bank and everything. I put on an advert that said, no cow, no drink, no nothing. Just come and say you're sorry. If you're there, even if you call me on the phone, it's okay. But whatever we're going to use to bury her, we have people who needs it to go to school.
Jesus.
So we gave it to my sister, the Reverend sister, has a foundation. He's trained over 300-400 kids.
What?
That's what money is for. Money is not for Peter Obi to live to. What difference does it make today if I wear a shoe?
Black shoe.
What difference will it make? The purpose of shoes to protect the leg from being hot. That's the only purpose of shoe. Any other thing you're wearing, I'm not against those who want to. It doesn't make any difference whether my shoe costs today 500 pounds or 50 pounds. It is me, it's my own feeling.
Hey.
It is how I feel. When I say people have not one watch, they say, oh, you're trying to pretend. Purpose of watch is to keep time. Now phone everywhere, there's time. So why would I be carrying another thing that will be inconveniencing me in my hand?
But I want to ask you, sir.
Yes.
If somebody buys you like a tuxedo, a Tom Ford expensive tuxedo,
let me tell you.
and give it to you.
I wouldn't. Let me tell you why. I've been in a places where, let me tell you what you do, shocking. I've had somebody who, because he was wearing an expensive shoe, we had to go through some beliefs, how it is there. It was raining and was everywhere was soaked. He had to wear off his shoe because he doesn't want it to damage. And then put his leg at risk. The purpose of the shoe, remember what I said, is to protect the leg from being hot. So he's now removed it because of the expensiveness. I've seen people say, oh, don't touch it, put it in, when we go for local flights or bus. Oh, don't touch my bag, don't spoil the bag, don't do this. I can't check it in. I don't have that room. Anything you want to do with the bag, it's okay because I know the cost. If you damage, I buy another one. So I don't have to start quarreling. Oh, don't touch it. Oh, don't do this. The things, everything comes with its time. I'm not against those who do it.
No, me, I'm just saying that if they don't consult you,
No.
Wear it.
No, I doesn't tell you. People have done that. Even bought watch, and I said to them, sell it.
Hey.
Give me a boss. Should I do this year? In my birthday this year, somebody wanted to buy me something, and I said, I have 6 schools, 6 nursing schools. I need buses. You see me deliver to very soon.
Yes.
I said, they just want to use bus. What you're going to buy me will cost me about 50 million naira. Please, you will buy me a used bus for this people. I don't need it. We're just going to pack things I don't need in my house because I'm not going to use it. People have different pairs of watch in their house. What is he doing in the house? It's not showing anybody time. You're just wasting. The simpler you are, just like when people build complicated house. That's why I said I will invite you to my house and all this. My wife built a very lovely big house, but I have my own small corner where I live. Functional, effective, an asset.
Sorry, a corner in the house.
Yes. It's big. Women, she wants, I must have something that is worthwhile. Okay, fine. So he builds it. When she's there, I stay there.
In your corner?
But no. I stay
in the big house, beside the big house.
Okay. But when if it's me, I have my own 1 bedroom beside the house where I stay. That's where every of my thing is, and that's where I live. Because it's effective. I get up in the morning, make my bed, clean, do everything, drink my coffee, eat my food. The other one is complication.
No house help.
No. I said it before. I don't live with house help. I do because it makes people lazy.
Yay.
What is in doing coffee? What is in doing this? It's a complication that people put in their life. And because I want to know where I kept my things, my file, my this, my that, and everything. So when I go now, everybody knows this is Peter Sim. Everything is there. And there are a few things to do.
Anyway.
It's life have more complicated thing. There was a time people were saying, oh, that I was talking about having 2 pairs of shoes. It wasn't me. It wasn't me who did it. It was a result of people coming to do one inspection or the other. Or such. And they said, oh, there was winning his shoe. And my wife told them, he said, listen, I've lived with this man. This is him, because they go and pack shoes that are in the store, in the house. If I have 1, 2, 3 pairs of shoes, if it's spoil, I buy another one. So why go to the store and pack it in your house? Your house is not store now.
Variety.
No, that's
Like, today you wear this one, tomorrow you wear another one.
it's complication. People like to complicate their life.
Hi.
I've never been to hospitals since I was born. I go for routine checkup and I've had routine procedure. But I'm hardly sick because my life is not complicated. Every day I travel. Tomorrow now I'm going to the east. I have a burial. I have a hospital to visit. 2 hospitals actually tomorrow. And then Saturday I have another event where sisters are trying to do something. I'll go. Sunday, then we're in Benue. I move.
Yeah.
Because I don't have to complicate my life where I get up in the morning and think, oh, this is that, no.
The funny thing is, you see, as in they talk, so that is just his life. It will not be. I mean, we've been talking for almost 2 years, if I'm not mistaken. Recently, let's start talking more. He go call me around 8 o'clock. Meanwhile, we never get anything.
You the lounge.
I go the lounge by 8 o'clock. My guy go call me. Chinedu, that thing we talked about. For my mind, I don't tell you. For my mind, this man not dey sleep. He not dey rest. Only one day, he called me around 11. I said, wait, so how many hours? Yes. So how many hours do you now sleep? Are you?
Sir, there was this. You mentioned that you sweep your compound by yourself.
I know. Yes. I look at what Chinedu. The exercise he goes to do. If he sweeps his compound, I can tell you he will sweat more. Quote me anywhere.
So you sweep the compound.
Try it, yeah, you see what I'm
doing. But that exercise I'm going to do.
You see it. You sweat more. And it's very easy. It doesn't cost you anything. It is very easy.
I'm doing it for 6-pack. I'm doing it for 6-pack.
When you bend down, you engage your core. When you bend down to sleep, you engage your core.
That's interesting. Okay, so sorry, Datiko. I would want us to go back to where you ventured into politics. In politics, there are so many odogus and their influence. You mentioned those that went to Professor ABC Nwosu to tell him that the governor at the time, Mr. Chinwoke Mbadinuju, was not doing well, and so they wanted somebody who would do well. And you also mentioned your predecessor and the incident that he faced, where a serving governor at the time was kidnapped and forced to sign his own resignation. He was taken to a shrine. Some very, very ungodly stories. I would like you to talk about how a relatively unknown, politician.
Not a politician.
Not even a politician.
Not even a politician.
A first timer.
Oh, a first time. Okay, a first timer.
Johnny just come in that simple thing.
How were you able to handle knowing all these things? Say some people match a whole governor. For some, they just do the governor anyhow. Even in security details, can't they treat them anyhow? How were you able to handle this situation?
Well, it was a very simple thing. I was one of the things when people ask me what is actually what you did, I brought civility and order in governance. I was able to show that we're in government to serve the people.
Yes.
It wasn't easy, I used to have a situation where I go to Abuja and meet president who tell me nobody's happy with you. Yes. The elites don't like me. Not even today. It's the same situation. So the president will say, oh, they don't like you, people are not happy with you and everything. And because we shut out a lot of things, people, some women were not happy because we said there's no office of first lady, because I shut down office of first lady, because my wife never contested the election. Nobody voted for her. So, it's a complicated thing to have an office for somebody who was not elected, have no contribution, that will make government work. In fact, our office have even more allocation than probably some ministries. So I just shut it down and said, we're happy. She's in my house, No other additional convoy and everything. No courtesy call, because people used to come to courtesy before I came. They say, somebody wants to pay you courtesy call. He comes as he's going. Protocol people will say, we don't have something. But I said, how can we? So the person says he wants to see us, and he just came. Well, we're going to give him something. What are we going to give him? We're not going to do that. It's not going to happen. There was no end of year party. They used to cook in the government house. When I came, they used to cook food. In fact, they kill cow almost every day. There's a lot of people living in the compound. They used to cook a lot of food. When I came in, there would be food everywhere. I don't eat, and they say this thing. So all this, I changed. I said, the cook. Why he has to cook varieties of cook. He has to keep in case if I come with somebody. I said, no. The only place they keep food in case is hotel. And we're not selling hotel here. If anybody will come, I will tell you, and you cook. Mm-hmm. So you can't keep food in case. We're not in a restaurant. It's government's lodge. That's where I live. It's me. I'm the only person who will eat here. Any other person, if somebody comes with me and it will eat, I will tell you. If I come, you just wait. If I come with people, you can wait. When they go, you give me food. That is the case. So don't worry about me and them. Unless I tell you they'll eat, because I'll ask them, do you want to eat? If they say yes, we'll cook. Otherwise, there's a restaurant across. They go to the restaurant and eat. We're not running a restaurant. So don't say you came with people and you brought food. No. It is government house. We must separate two things. And the same thing with drink. People say, champagne. You can't drink champagne in government. It's government's house. They didn't say it's not a lunch. It is this. So these things must be separated so that we can use. Because what we were consuming then was what we need to build classrooms. Mm-hmm. So we stopped it. But I was very close to all the rich and famous. When they want to see me, I go to them. I go to their house. If they come, some of them call me and say, Peter, I'm in town, I want to come and see you. I say, no, I go to them. Because in government house, we can't afford what they eat or what they drink. So it's better to visit them. It is cheaper.
You will eat their own self.
Whatever, because they will visit them. In fact, my people are happy when we go to visit them. Because they eat and they'll dash them something, which they won't get if they are with me. So, but that's not a problem. Because we needed every resources to work for them. The schools need to be fixed. The hospitals need to be fixed. Everything needs to be fixed. When I became governor, there was no single, we're talking about healthcare, yes. Primary healthcare. There was no single school of nursing,
Jesus,
health sciences or midwifery that was accredited in the entire Anambra State.
Wow.
Today, there's over 10.
That are accredited.
Functional.
Wow.
And these are the reasons why.
We supported schools. He went to Madonna.
Yes.
Madonna is a private school. I gave them the 100 million to turn from their gate to inside.
Yeah.
That's what money is meant for. I visited every single secondary school. At least once. Every senior prefect had my phone number. That's why that's my governor. I would have done the same thing with universities and everything. reach out to the students. That's what I'm elected. I'm not elected to start hosting party in government house. No way. Also, we were building presidential lodge when I became governor. I shut it down because the president doesn't live in Oka. President Obasanjo insisted he must come to Oka. And he came and stayed Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 3 days. And when he insisted, I said, no problem, I have a lodge. Since he's coming, I'll pack out of the lodge for him. When he goes, I'll pack him back. But we're not going to build a house and keep and say it's presidential lodge. And that was what happened. So I came and told my wife, I said, listen, president wants to come. So we must move out of here and give them the keys of this place in 1 week. We took a hotel that's opposite us, lodged there, and paid him about 100,000 naira for the week. And that's it. And when he came, we went back. But you cannot build a house, listen. Same time a president came, he just said we needed a car. I said, we don't have that type of vehicle. But I'll go to neighboring states that have them and bring them. When they go, we'll return their car. Because we can't spend money we don't have. It's the reality of everything. Because we didn't have it. If we don't have it, it is only in this country that we want to do what we can't afford. For my 8 years, I did not approach any bank to borrow money to me. Any bank in Nigeria, go ask them to borrow a funding to me or issue a bond. No. I told them we must live within our income and we must save. Simple. If we don't have money for anything, that's fine. We shut down Anambra State Lodge in Abuja. Governor of Anambra doesn't live in Abuja. There's no reason why we should have lodge, have convoy, have everything. No, people didn't travel with me. I went to Abuja alone. I'm not saying it's good though, but we didn't have money for it. Today people have a lot of money for it. They can afford to do it, carry people along and all that. But we didn't have. So you must live your life with what you can afford. And that would have done as a country. If I had the opportunity, we would have put the resources where it's needed.
Yes.
And that's it.
So, sorry, one question, sir. You mentioned that the president himself would speak to you at the time and tell you some people are not happy.
That's what I wanted to ask.
With you.
Yes.
Now, just thinking about it, it's evident that some people who are not in public office are very influential and powerful.
No. Not that then when he meets them, it's not that powerful. You know, they're his friends. He will meet them and they say, but your governor. He said, that's the boy, that boy. I wasn't, and I also tell Mr. President, very respectfully, I didn't promise anybody happiness. It wasn't in my manifesto about happiness. There's people meant to make people happy. People like Chinedu, entertainers, and people in president. We all have different jobs. Government is not entertainment. It is not a Nollywood thing. It is not the music. So people like Davido, Wizkid,
Burna Boy, Tiwa Savage,
all those people.
Rasta.
What's the name of them?
Rema.
Flavor. All these people are meant to make people happy. Not government. No. Government have a precise job to keep doing the right things that prevents growth. Invest in education, in health, in critical areas that will put people out of poverty. That's the job of government. We cannot miss the two of them. You know, it is not two of them. No. So we cannot be entertaining people by saying, oh, tomorrow he makes comment about government. He becomes, no. He shouldn't. That's why I said when I came in and somebody mentioned about spraying money, like when somebody told me about, was it Bobrisky or Bob? I said,
very dark man.
I said, listen, these are entertainers that should not be brought into the politics. It's entertainment, you know. If today our government decides to say, fuel, for example, is now 800, but if you're a female, it's 400. I can tell you the number of men that wear cement dress will surprise you.
Wu-Tang, please.
Wu-Tang, baby.
Everybody will go there. That's it. So let's deal with our problem. Our problem is not this. That's the entertainment. Our problem is that, okay, say today that bread is 1,500, 2,000. But that if you're a male, is 500. So many women will be male and buy the bread. So let's deal with our problem. Our problem is that we need to educate people. We need to put people out of poverty. We need to invest in the critical things that make society grow. Measurable things. That's why I said in my independence that countries who got independence before and after us, or around the same time, have done better. And people say, oh, which countries? There's so many of them. You know, there's people you can say, okay, countries like Philippines or Indonesia or this got it in 1940 something, you know, and we got it in 1960. There's not much difference between 15 years. We have countries like Malaysia and Ghana who got it. Malaysia was 1957. In 1957, today the measure of development is HDI, Human Development Index, and they have low, medium, high, and very high. Malaysia is already high and entering very high, and these are people who are low with us. So don't tell me this. And so are Philippines, so are Indonesia. Other countries are moving. That is what you need to measure yourself. It's not to be giving an excuse and be confusing the whole thing by calling Alhaji comedian. We're not in a comedy business. It's a reality. There's measurable contents. Then if you want to laugh, I put on Alhaji and you see women, or put the chain and this and watch where he's committing suicide. That is his business. That is for entertainment. We must separate it. You know, and that's why I said we must go to church. But you don't wake up on a Monday morning and go to church. No, it is time for production. You don't wake up on Monday morning and put a Nollywood film. No, it is after work. Production. Then you can answer.
Sorry, before I continue.
So, sir, please, what will you consider as the long-term goals for the nation, like immediate long-term goals in terms of policies?
Well,
long-term, emphasis on long-term.
The most critical thing today in Nigeria is to secure the country. People feel insecure. And the only way to feel they bring it is actual and physical. Sorry, perception-wise. So you must tackle insecurity. People need to be secured, and they have to have that sense of perception that they are secure here. You know, let me tell you a difference between what I'm saying. In New York, there's actually a lot of crime.
Yeah.
As much as it is in Lagos, for example. The difference is that if you go to New York today and say, I'm shot, within 10 minutes, you see police everywhere. Even if I slap you in New York, you see police everywhere. Here now, I can slap you. Police will even come and say, this woman, is a useless woman. No? If you listen and give them money, and they help me to slap you for that. In fact, they will arrest you and put you in jail for trying to dupe me. Said the big man said you can't do it anywhere in the world.
Yeah.
So there's a sense of security, and there's actual security because people are. That's what you need. We need to bring law and order. These are long-hanging fruits because it's a very easy thing. These are what you call intangible assets. law and order. And that is that I can't go out there and do whatever I like. He will take me to court. We have a contract, and has defaulted in the contract. He has supplied something to government. Government is owing him. He goes to court. He has done anything. He has he has gone to use his bank, POS, anything, and it's not what it took the bank to. So there's a law and order. These things has to be there. That's something. Then you need to invest in educating your people. People must have a sense of health care. You know, they have to have faith, governance, and everything. The judiciously, and we're doing this. There's so many things you can do. Nobody says things can change overnight. It's never happened everywhere.
Never.
The people are not expecting 100% results. They're expecting 100% effort. So you must get up in the morning and say, where are we going today? Even if they want to see us moving in the right direction. They didn't say we will get there tomorrow. But a leader must be able to say, this is where I stand. This is what I'm doing. Not that you're preaching something else and doing something else. Whatever you're preaching, you must be seen and actually to be doing the same. I can't just come here now and talk, and then at night you hear, oh, I was in that nightclub. And I challenge people, if anybody will ever say that in the past 20, let me just be conservative, 20 years since Chinedu left school in 2004. He left in 2004.
Yes.
That he has seen me in any nightclub in this Lagos. Let him come and say it. Anywhere in the world.
Wow.
I've been to night parties, anything, but night parties where I just greeted people and went, or there's a function, greeted people and left, for business reasons, or for political reasons. So I have to be there. You know? But you cannot say, oh, but he was here doing all this. I think this is young people and the follies of the youth. And that's it.
There's a question I want to ask you. Sorry, isn't it quick? There are two questions actually. The obedience movement, then Kagame, and then also I'll come back to Bobrisky and the very dark man, our wonderful brother. Is the obedience movement different from Labour Party, or is like a horse and carriage, they go together?
Well, they are different. Obedience movement cuts across all Nigerians and party people, and people who don't even have anything to do with party.
Okay.
What we had talked about the obedience movement is that where we are, what we're doing is wrong. We want to change it. And it's just like Pastor Thomas said, the new tribe. We want these people to believe there's something different.
Yes.
It's like I go around preaching to people and saying, this is what I'm going to do. This is how I'm going to do it. Like I told you earlier, said, if I succeeded, I will be doing the same prayers I did in Anambra State for 8 years. God, do not allow me to fail these people. I would rather you take me, my life, than fail them. Because they invested their hope in me. So those things that I tell them, please let me do it. And I'm happy that my chaplain is now a bishop, and he tells people that this man is in the chapel every morning, even before he arrives, praying. Because my prayers is simple. God, even while I was campaigning, even while I was doing this, it's same thing. God, let me not be part of what is wrong. Same thing every day as a human being. I don't want to get up in the morning and they see where, sorry to use that extreme word, where they rape a woman.
Yes.
Or where they did something and this, and they find me there. No, I don't want to be part of it. You know, you introduce her as Gen Z. I see her as a daughter and I love her. So if anything I can do to help her, I will do it to help her, but not to exploit her. She has people of her age that can go out with, not me. I've passed that stage. I'm very sorry to say that, but that is me. But if it's help, be rest assured I will do it. But I will not help her to exploit her.
To sleep with her.
Because there's people who are her age and her time. We even will have time for her. Where will I have time? The only remaining in my body now is hatred. There's no more love left in me. The little that is left is what I'm using to manage.
Some will say, oh, you need younger girls so that you can.
No. I won't have time to be answering, where are you? How are you? This. Because I need to read. I need to read books about Malaysia, about Indonesia. These are not what she wants to read. She wants to watch film. He has some new younger things. He wants to new music. I don't even know these musicians and everybody. And when people ask me that you don't watch film, I say, listen, I live in Onitsha. How can I be watching film again? I live in the theater. Anything you people are acting and seeing it live, and I'll probably wake and say, why am I going to be? So you must be able to offer that. There's nothing. So nobody will ever say they find something wrong. More travels with me. And I come into a place and somebody say, oh, we've paid for your hotel. And they say, no. I said, how much did you pay? Oh, the hotel is $500. And I said, what for? We're just going to sleep. We're not going there to carry anybody. We just sleep. And okay, Chinedu, nobody knows where I sleep. 2 days ago, somebody said, you're here. It's me telling you today that I don't have a house in Lagos. I said, I don't have. I live in a rented place. I said,
you live in a rented place?
Yes.
Why?
Why would I have a house everywhere?
Hey.
I mean,
I have a house in Onitsha, built by me.
You spend time in Lagos?
No, I just come and go. My wife lives here.
In the rented house?
Yes, he lives there, but we went, again, the way we operate, she's actually trying to build a house.
Okay.
You know, because what I do is that whatever I earn, based on my own style, we share. Her children take their own, I take my own. Because we have, like I said, we have parallel lifestyle. You know, you don't want to take what maybe they will use to have their own life to go to my charity work. Do you understand? And we respect that. You know?
I want to ask you a question.
Yeah.
Because you spoke about your wife, so I quickly just remembered.
Love this sweet.
No, it's not one about love. When I noticed that women, or it's obvious, that during political campaigns, rallies,
Mike,
women are called upon to tie their hair scarves, sing these songs against this party. Women are at the forefront. In fact, people that are running for positions come with their wives. Sometimes their wives speak to the people, especially maybe those that have celebrity wives, even take advantage of the fact that their wives are celebrities and put them in the forefront and they just speak. But when it comes to the actual representation,
governance,
give them a seat. Then women are looked at.
What do you mean by give them a seat?
Like the actual the act of governance itself, the numbers of women in the house. I mean, it was during your time that a woman became the first governor and the only governor that we've ever had. Women don't have that opportunity.
No, they have. Let me give you an example.
Okay.
I had more women working for me than men.
But that was you.
No. I'm saying it depends on what you see and how you want to do it. My chief of staff is a woman.
Chief of staff?
Yes. My chief of staff was a woman.
Wow.
Very tough, very strict, My chief of staff is a woman. My commissioner for education is a woman. Commissioner for planning is a woman. Commissioner for finance is a woman. commissioner for youth sports is a woman. I can go on and on.
Your deputy governor is a woman.
I said I can go on and on, and everything. And I worked with them.
But
head of service is a woman, and I worked on with them. And coincidentally, they were actually my seniors. So it was even my chief of staff. My chief of staff was actually a very firm. Reason again is that women are less corrupt. Yeah, I can tell you that. Women are easily pleased. Globally and even here. I see people now talk about women doing this. It depends on who they are working with. They are not as corrupt as men. And because they have families, they are more determined to see things work. My chief of staff, anything I say, he takes a note of it. And he will remind me, you said this. We have to do it. You said this and everything. So I was very close. And we worked as a team. Because again, people think, if you're a governor, you're president, you know everything. No. I said the big number one job is to listen and learn. Nobody knows everything except an idiot. You must listen and learn. Because people give you ideas. You want to say, okay, what do you have to say? Okay, you have to do this and all that. And we remain like a team today. People know that when I was governor, I move around I stay in front of the car. My chief of staff is that I was carrying 3 women at the back of my car. And it's my chief of staff. And when that car, we're arguing, or we say in bus, with all the commissioners, we're arguing and saying, this will happen, that will not happen.
Inside bus.
Yes, everybody is arguing, but we're learning, we're talking, because we're a team. And I tell them, if I give you an appointment and we'll come to 3 meetings and you don't contribute, then I'll remove you, because that means you have nothing to offer. I can't stay with people who don't have an idea. More knows. I can't. You must talk, because you're a human being, because you have your own idea, unless you're telling me you don't have a brain. If you have one, you must. So I like people who stay, and it has nothing to do with age. Even now that we have obedient movement, I have people who are good, people who are insane, people who are troublesome, people who are quarrel with. Even now, and they say, no, I can't. If you see me and them, if you see us have meeting now, you see people who say, hey. So when people, for example, see
Kenneth Okonkwo,
say Kenneth Okonkwo or see Aisha do something, say it's only pure you can do. No, I can tell you, she's a very brilliant mind. Yes, there were some of them, young girls, etc. All of them, pure, we can't allow you to do this. But do you know what made Clinton succeed? The critical minds like George Senepolis and Didi Myers, young people in their 30s, in their 20s. I want to listen to her because the idea she has, I can tell you I don't have. Because it's operating at a level I'm not operating. So what will make society for her? And I want to convince her why I'm taking that. So when I go to anywhere, I sit down. How did I change school in Anambra State? Listen to the senior prefects. I come into a school. The principal said to me, let me tell you one of the few things that happened to me. I went to a school I remember this time before I finish. I visited a school. They have at the exam hall, they have a roofing problem. Yeah. And I said, I'm going to fix it in January. Before they come back in January, they've given me the bill, about 8.something million naira. And I said it will be done. In January, because I do tour of communities, Asia, because I do tour of communities, I've not done that. And I went to Ihala. And there is question and answer. In Ihala local government, a young girl of JS1 raised her hand because she was tiny. I said, let's start with that. And he got up, took the microphone and said, Governor, why do you make promise you don't keep? Guess what happened? The whole place went dead. Her school principal, they all ran to stop her. So she gets jittery. So I said, don't tell me. She was correct. I didn't do what I said. I didn't do anything. I said to the teacher, I said to the Commissioner for Education, we must give this girl a check here before I leave here with apology. How we get the check, I don't want to know. I know you tell me, Memo, this is, let's go to a bank, raise a check, and apologize to this girl in front of everybody here. I will do that. And we got a check, and I apologized to her. Said, I apologize sincerely, I apologize to you. It will never happen again. The same principal and teachers came, carried high her head, and ran out of the hall. They couldn't tell me, because I asked them, how is the school? They said, everything is okay. Because what is happening here is that everybody you meet, His Excellency, you're doing very well. Since you came, the world has changed. Even when you know nothing has changed. You know? So that girl said to me, no. I cleared all the pension in Anambra State. Everything I'm telling you, you hear me say it every day.
Yes.
Because an 80-year-old Mrs. Sindibe came to church and said I should leave the church. I should stop praying. And I said, people want to hold her. I said I should leave the church. That God will never hear my prayers. That she's being owed her pension and gratuity. I said, Mama, can I come and see you this evening? She said I shouldn't come to her house. She'll go and pay it. I insisted. I went to her house in the evening. After seeing her, I swore anybody that owes pension and gratuity is committing a crime. You can't owe people when in their difficult life, when they have less opportunity. You cannot do that. You must pay them. So I cleared every pension and gratuity that was pending in Anambra State, 30-something billion naira, before I left. Said we cannot owe them. We were not owing. Go and ask anybody. The day I left office, I was not owing any gratuity or pension, any salary, any contractor who have delivered his goods or performed, never. And I left there in 3 banks, 12 billion naira, $50 million. And Anambra has never paid me 1 naira or bought me a bottle of water since I left. Because I do not believe that somebody who worked for 80 years should be paid a pension when you haven't paid people who have worked for 30 years.
But there's this thing that the government does that past governors, there's this monthly
pension.
Pension. But apart from that one, the next question I wanted to ask, Kenneth Okonkwo say you are too soft. He came out and said, in fact, I'm not even doing a Labour Party again, and said you're too soft. Is it because, like you said, you don't want to offend anybody? You just follow peace with all men?
Well, Kenneth is my brother, as you know.
Your respected younger brother.
My younger brother, and we are quite close and everything. And stood by me. And I always, and I believe he will stand by me in the future.
Beautiful.
And everything. You cannot be part of the process you want to change. The process of yesterday, the rascalities of yesterday cannot apply today. You cannot want to bring civility and order and be part of it. No. Because that's what you want to change.
Yes.
It's like, okay, let's break somebody's head. In my 8 years of being governor, go and ask police, army, anybody. I've never ordered that one person ever be arrested. I've never in Nigeria, as a governor. In fact, let me tell you one story. As a governor, my police people slapped a man. I stopped the car. It's on record. I stopped the car, came down, apologized to the man, and gave that man, then everybody knew 20,000 naira dash. The man himself will see me. If he sees me today, said I should ask people to slap him.
But there was this video that I saw. This former minister of the FCT said you locked him up.
No, I wasn't.
Video.
I'm
Madam Nasiru Eru.
Let me
Yeah,
tell you.
said that you locked
let me
him
tell
up.
you. I'm not even in. Where would I have the power to do that? I wasn't in PDP. The truth is that what happened to him actually happened to me. There was an election.
Yes.
I was not even allowed to leave my own lodge.
Yes.
Oh.
So,
And he was not allowed to leave his hotel.
so who made the order?
But it's,
Who gave
of
the order?
course, I'm not federal government. Federal government controls DSS and everything. Who say nobody should come out? They want a free and fair election.
Yes, during elections.
During elections. So anybody can say, oh, people give you powers you don't have. Like people will come and say, oh, there's so many, oh, he raised $100 million from abroad. I wish I got $2 million from abroad. So people say all sorts of things. Oh, he's worth too much money. We talk about things that are not right. All I can tell you is that I have never known, no matter the provocation, within my house and outside my house, order that somebody be beaten. Never. And it will never happen.
You have a good relationship.
Whoever wants to do that,
Yes.
it doesn't bother me because I don't believe in it. Human beings should be treated like a human being. Yes, he has right to say, I don't like you.
You offended me.
Like I said, if everybody likes me, there's a danger. Some people must hate me for the fact that I'm a human being, and I have to tolerate and understand them. So that somebody said, I don't like you, should not be source of quarrel. It's for me to either convince the person to like me or love me, or that's it.
Sorry, sir.
This question, please, I've jumped it more than once. You have a good relationship, Paul Kagame, and you just had a stuff with him like 2 weeks
No,
ago.
I didn't have a good relationship with him.
Okay.
I just met him. I went to Rwanda for a different thing.
Okay.
He was not invited by him.
Okay.
But somehow,
Okay.
somebody said he would like to, that I want you. He said, I want you to meet him.
Okay. Okay.
He's somebody
Yes.
that you have a relationship by the way you think. And we met. And it was a very good meeting. Excellent meeting. I know people